welcome back to the program. Great to have you with me. Subscribe if you haven't already, please. Like the video, click the bell, tell your friends and family, comment. I appreciate your support. Just want to check in on a few things today. Won't take long. The filibuster, election outcomes, Elaine Stefanik taking on Hochul in New York for governor, and Musk's $1 trillion pay package. Kind of crazy. The filibuster. Donald Trump last week called for the nuclear option to eliminate the filibuster, and that would have been a huge deal. The filibuster is not in the Constitution, wasn't established as a Senate rule until 1917. And filibuster long ago was kind of a verb. You're filibustering. I saw my friend standing on the side of the House aisle filibustering. This came out of the tyranny of the minority, where long ago, as early as 1789, the tactic of using long speeches to delay action on votes was already underway. And it went on for decades and decades, talking a bill to death. Comes out of the Dutch word freebooter, the Spanish word filibusteros, began appearing in legislative debates in the 1850s, according to the U.S. Senate. What we have now, something called cloture, which is a method of ending debate and bringing a question to vote. In the 1917, President Woodrow Wilson urges senators to adopt Rule 22 that allowed Senate to invoke cloture and limit debate with a 2/3 majority vote. And that's what we've been living with ever since. And the phrase they've often used over the years is that the Senate is the cooling saucer for the hot tea of the House, the rational group, the non-populist group, the thinkers. And that's been proved helpful over the decades, to be sure. Frustrating for both sides of the political aisle when they had control. But it does disallow the rampant, unchecked power of a simple majority. And that's proved helpful many, many times over the years for the U.S. economy and for the U.S. system. And so Trump was trying to pull the plug on that last week out of frustration over the government shutdown. Thank God we had 8 Democrats walk across the aisle to support the continuing resolution for the 2026 fiscal year. Looks like the government shutdown is going to be over. Bill should get to the Congress in a couple few days. This will take us to mid-January. Early January, we'll start the whole thing again. The mess that is the U.S. Congress, the failure to do their responsibilities properly. Trump, freaking out, almost pulled the nuclear option to eliminate the filibuster. Thankfully, cooler heads in Congress said, no, no, no. Democrats tried to do this while they were in power during the Biden administration. It failed just by 1 vote. All right, the other thing I want to mention today is election outcomes. I continue to see the headlines from the left-leaning media primarily, but even Republicans consternating over the election results of last Tuesday. The only thing that surprised, of the big elections, the only thing that surprised the Republicans or hurt the Republicans was the passage of Prop 50 in California that allowed for redistricting of the U.S. House seats in California for the 2026 race, which is really going to complicate the ability of Trump and Republicans to maintain control of the House. The New Jersey race. Since 2002, Democrats have held the governor's office 18 out of 24 years. In the Virginia race, same exact thing. Since 2002, Democrats have held the governor's office for 18 out of the 24 years. I understand that polls got people excited. The polls were wrong, as they have been repeatedly for the past several elections. It wasn't a huge probability that the Republicans could take Virginia or New Jersey. It is as it has been. Nothing's really changed here. There was a chance, no question, there was a chance. But this idea that kitchen table topics, that the cost of living somehow drove victory for Democrats in New Jersey and Virginia is just silly. It's just stupid. It's not true. It's not true. To the extent we're still worried about the increase in the price level, that's mostly on Biden. To the extent people are concerned about prices and the cost of living and kitchen table issues, from June of 2021 through June of 2025, the Biden term, the price level rose 18.7%. From June of 2025 till today, the price level is up 0.8%. One, if you want to blame someone for the increase in the cost of living in America over the past 5 years, it's Biden. Point the finger at Biden. We still have an inflationary problem, to be sure. The first derivative is still positive. President Trump said that prices are falling. They're not falling. Some items are falling within the index, but the index is not falling. The price level is still rising. It's rising at a much lower rate than it did during the Biden years, though. Anyway, so the kitchen table idea is it just doesn't fly. Anyway, everyone's settled down on the Republican side. And the Democrats are just making stuff up to make it look like they have some big victory. Even Mondami, won 50.1% of the vote. It's very low level for the winner of the New York mayor's office as Democrat. Democrats have controlled New York City forever. We had no shot there. So no, there's no reason of New Jersey, Virginia, and New York City for Americans to be worried about the Republicans compared to Democrats. The only thing was the Prop 50 in California. That hurt Republicans. Next, I want to talk about Elaine Stefanik, Republican House member from New York, District 21, been in office since 2014, gained real fame during the hearings on anti-Semitism in Ivy League colleges when she was aggressively questioning the presidents of the universities, and somehow that's sufficient to ensure her to take the governor's seat. Not quite sure how that works, but that's just silliness. Grandstanding in front of cameras is all that is. It happens every hearing. She was good, no question. She's declared she's going to take on Governor Hochul, and I don't like this. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of incumbent representatives running for another seat while they're still in office. To run for governor of New York State is a full-time job for the next 11 months, period. She's paid over $200,000 a year salary and benefits, plus the perks of being in Congress, to be a House member, to represent the 21st District in New York State. There is no way she can properly do that while running for governor. This happens all the time. And what an unfair advantage she has over anyone else that might want to take on Hochul. She's got a $200,000 regular income. She's got access to privileged travel and communications. She has inside knowledge. We need to pass a rule in the U.S. Congress, in the country somewhere. If you're going to run for an office that's not the one you currently have, you must retire from that current office. If you're a House member, you want to run for governor, you have to resign from the House. You're a House member, you want to run for Senate, you have to resign. You're a senator who wants to run for president, you have to resign from the Senate. It's enough of this. She will not be doing her job as a House member while she's running for governor, period. Now, I'm choosing Stefanik because she's the most current one. She's in the news right now. Happens all the time, Republicans, Democrats. And it's wrong. It's got to stop. Then lastly, just talk about Elon Musk and his $1 trillion payday, possibly. I'm not even going to get into how much American taxpayer dollars have funded his operations over the past 10, 15 years. He's been living off the U.S. taxpayer. And I think he expects to do more of that here in the future. The board of Tesla has agreed to allocate $1 trillion worth of Tesla stock to Musk if he does a handful of things. If market cap for Tesla reaches 8.5 trillion, talk about a perverse incentive to boost the stock price. My goodness gracious. Moral hazard everywhere. Another metric, 20 million vehicles sold in the next 10 years. 10 million self-driving cars. 1 million robots, his Optimus robot, and 1 million robo-taxis. If those things happen, he's going to be allocated $1 trillion worth of stock. Horrible. We can't have people earning $1 trillion. There's no one that valuable. There's no one that creates that much value added or wealth for others. We're going to have to push back on this one as a country. No, no, no. Are we having a trillionaire in the U.S. economy? We have too many billionaires as it is. Listen, I'd love to become a billionaire, and I love free market capitalism. These people are becoming so wealthy, these 100 billionaires are becoming so wealthy only through stock valuations, not through pay. To date, in total, Tesla's only delivered 8 million vehicles. They're not the biggest dude on the block. Anyway, really, really insane. $1 trillion. Hope this collapses. I don't care who Elon Musk is, whether he supports the Republican Party or not. No one's worth $1 trillion, period. Let's push back on this. All right, that's all I have for you right now. Always try to buy American.